There we go.
Isabel Prado,
That is me.
junior golfer from Arizona.
Yep.
Just wanted to chat about your golf and also
Okay.
like the psychology side of golf.
Yeah, a lot to that.
Yeah. So do you want to tell us a bit about your golf standard and where you're at and stuff?
Yeah, so I played in high school. I'm originally from Texas, played in high school, and then ended up getting a scholarship to Marymount California University. Played in college I played all 4 years, but COVID happened. When COVID happened, I left Arizona because Arizona was still allowing golf. Moved to Arizona, started playing mini tour events, and now that's what I do, just play mini tour events.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice lifestyle.
Yeah, lifestyle, yeah.
So what is it you like about golf?
Great question. So yeah, I think you can really connect with people. You're on a course for 4 hours playing around. So you get to know people easily. And then it just really challenges me. It's like I'm not gonna have every good shot that I want. It's humbling always. And then I can slowly see how much I've improved both mentally and, physically on my game and stuff. So it's just a good challenge, and I always love a challenge.
Right. So what percent would you say of golf is psychological?
I say 80-20 because I have gotten to a point, or I was at a point in my career where I had practiced like 8 hours a day. I had such a great swing, and I knew I had a great swing. I'd record it on film, and I'd be like, okay, what else can I fix? What else can I fix? But it was just getting to the point where, it was looking so good. And then I'd play against girls whose swings were not as good as mine, but they'd beat me every time.
Right.
So I was like, what am I missing? Like, what's happening? And then I realized, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter how long I practice, doesn't matter how good my swing looks, because when I step on that course, if I can't perform and my mind isn't right, then all of that basically was for nothing, because it's just, I can't repeat it when I get out there.
And how do you find playing under pressure?
Yeah, it's definitely getting easier, but for sure, I always tell everybody this. It's like when you go from high school, I was top dog, I'm winning all these events. I go in there knowing like, oh, I'm gonna win. Like there's no chance. Then you go to college and it's like a slap in the face, like, oh, everybody's just as good as you. So you got to start all over again. And then you start winning college events, and again, you're like, oh yeah, like this is easy, I got this. And then you go to pro events and it's just boom, another slap in the face. So it's just like constantly humbling myself, all the time. And then also just remembering that I'm growing and I have to restart every single time to get to that point. But yeah, so what was your question again?
Good question. You're testing my memory now.
Yeah, no, but
how do you play under pressure? How do you cope with pressure?
Oh yeah, so playing under pressure, I think, has developed over the years. And like I said, I think just learning that I'm not gonna have every great game all the time, and being okay with like being on the course and knowing that if I hit a bad shot, I'm not gonna let that take over, because I still have 15 other holes to go. So it's just kind of telling myself that over and over again, learning to be okay with it takes away the pressure part, because the pressure part comes from myself. Again, I'm just like, what are they thinking? What are my parents going to say after this? What, how I feel, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Like it comes from all these external factors rather than just like shutting that out and just turning off that pressure. So I think I'm definitely still learning to do that. It's getting more comfortable. I'm feeling more confident, but at the same time, yeah, it's always a learning process of learning to shut off that little voice in my head that's very negative.
Yeah. A lot of athletes struggle with negative self-talk.
Yeah.
In golf, you got all that time to walk.
Exactly. That's so the lady I've been working with right now for my mental game and stuff, she just came to the realization, she's like, wait a second, how long is the round? And I was like, oh, well, the round I just played was 5 hours. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's 5 hours, and I'm hitting the ball for maybe 30 seconds and then walking for the rest, or riding for the rest. So really I'm playing only for 30 minutes, max, and then the rest is all in my head that I have to learn to balance.
Yeah. And what do you see when you like teeing off? Do you see dangers? Do you see?
Mm,
You see?
no, I don't really like see dangers and stuff. I'm mostly just looking at my zone that I want to hit.
Right.
So it's like, okay, as I shape the ball right to left. So like, okay, I want to start it here and end it here, or this is my zone. It's like 20 yards or something. So I just try and see zones. Unless I'm in a really bad spot, then I'm like examining everything like, okay, this could happen, this could happen. So what's the best way to go about it?
Yeah, because a lot of golfers I work with, they see dangers and hazards.
Yeah, for sure.
Things
A
that
lot
can
of
go wrong.
Yeah, a lot of time. And once you start looking at it, your ball's gonna go there. Your ball goes there immediately. So I try not to look at the bad parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we say where focus goes, energy flows.
Yeah. When focus, yeah, goes energy flow. That's
Yeah.
true. I
So,
agree.
so it sounds like you're focusing on where you want it to go
Yeah,
instead of
I do.
focusing on what can go wrong with it.
Yeah, a lot of the time. So when I was younger, I used to, or in college, I had a caddy who he is, everybody's different, right? Everybody works differently. For me, I don't like to see that big of a picture. I like a little bit of a narrow picture. So there was this caddy of mine who he loved a big picture, and he would tell me everything I didn't like to know. He would say, okay, don't forget there's a bunker on the right, there's a bunker over here, and there's water in the back. And then I'm like, don't tell me that. Just tell me where the pin is. Where do I need to hit it? So I think it really just depends on the person.
Yeah.
Because some people are very analytical. They love to see everything, and they love to like know what could happen, and then they just pick the best outcome of that piece. But for me,
Right.
I've learned that I'm not that player. I'm just the player that likes to see and pick their zones and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because the mind has evolved to look for dangers and threats.
exactly. Fight or flight mode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's
yeah,
looking out for dangers and threats all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. So the next question is about your confidence. How do you build your confidence up?
Okay, so now that I'm learning all this, if you would have asked me literally 6-7 months ago, I would have just not know how to have this conversation. But now I have learned that before I play the round, I love to listen to music. It pumps me up, energization type stuff. I am trying to get better at visualization and imagery, trying to get
Right.
better at the imagery part of it. That's a process for sure. My brain isn't like completely wired to just know how to see it that fast.
Right.
So I'm trying to force myself now, because I'm the type of person to rush myself, which causes problems, to kind of take a step back and say, okay, I can take 5 seconds to see. I can take 5 seconds to allow myself to see the shot. I don't have to rush myself, don't have to force it. Nobody's going to tell me anything. Even if I think they are, that's just in my head. That's not a fact. Like just pointing out the facts and stuff. And then obviously would love to be like, I wouldn't say cocky, but just, very confident when I'm on the course now. Now when I'm being recorded or filmed or something, before, when I didn't do any of this, it was kind of just like, oh my God, I better not shank this. I better not hit a bad shot. Oh my God. And now I'm stepping up like, oh yeah, I can't wait till they get this on video. It's going to be sick. Like it's going to look so cool. So I think just reframing my brain every time,
Yeah.
because obviously the bad thoughts come in, but I need to just take a step back and say, okay, I've done this for 11 years. I know how to hit the ball. I know how to hit a shot. My swing is exactly the same. So it's just like that type of self-talk with like listening to music before, and just, constantly talking to myself. I know that sounds funny, but yeah, talking to myself, talking
Well,
through it.
that's quite interesting because I do that with athletes. I get them to look at how long they've been playing it, how many hours they put into it,
Yeah.
blah blah
Yeah.
blah, and that's what we call proactive confidence,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
reactive confidence.
I was always so afraid of confidence, I think, my whole life, because I didn't want to come off as cocky was my problem. Like I grew up so humble, and just like my family and everything, like I never wanted to be that person that was just cocky. But now I've come to a stage in my life where it's like, I don't care what they think I am. Like I know who I am, and I need that in order to be successful in this sport. Because if I don't have it, I'm not gonna perform well.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
if you get proactive confidence, then you're going in confident all the time.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
reactive confident, that means you're reacting to what somebody says or how a shot goes. It's
Uh-huh.
like this.
Yep. No, I agree. And I have always been reactive. I've always been a reactive person.
Right.
That's just how I was. That's how even my mom type, she's a reactive person. We're learning to be, yeah, more proactive and just having it come more natural in our subconscious rather than, yeah, just learning how to process all of that is
Right.
very different though. I mean, it's so hard to do. I've been working at it now for like 6 months and it's still catch myself doing bad habits that I have to reframe.
Yeah. That's the thing in it with sport. Is like you spend so much time training, practicing, and then a lot of people don't train their brain.
Yeah, I know. So no, yeah, I neglected it for such a long time, and then I knew, like, I've known, like, my full potential. I know what I have inside me, but at the same time, it's like I never put in that effort to find somebody who could help me first off, and then, I would start, like, meditation, then I wouldn't stick to it, and it was just, like, the same routines of bad habits, and I got to the point where I was just over it, like, I'm over staying in place, I'm over, like, having anxiety attacks and like all this stuff. It was just too much. And finally got help. But yeah, it's just like what they say, like, we get an injury on our foot or something and we're out for weeks, but nobody says anything about if our mind isn't right, that we need
Yeah.
breaks and stuff, we need time. Like it's the same thing as any other injury.
You had panic attacks in the past.
Oh yeah. I have yeah, I suffer from anxiety. I do have medication for it.
Right.
But I also haven't been needing to take them, so that's great.
Right.
But there was a point, literally 6 months ago, 7 months ago, it was just so frequent, just every day, freaking out, crying, like
Wow.
all the whole thing. And then a really bad one happened on the course. I was playing with people who I thought I had to impress, and started having a freak out, started crying, hyperventilating, had to leave. And then when I left, I was so upset that I left. I was like, oh, I can't believe I left. I was trying to play through it. And the people I was playing was like, what are you doing? Like, just
Yeah.
go home. And I just couldn't. And then that was the realization that I was willing to like suffer
Mm.
just to be perfect. It was like I always tried to be this perfect person when really like I don't need to do that. And
Well, you putting pressure on yourself.
oh yeah, 1,000%.
Expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time. It was like I got to the point where I was going to Top Golf and I was getting mad at myself if I wouldn't have hit a good shot.
Right.
That's supposed to be fun. Like I had no fun. I was just so judgmental at everything I did. If I wasn't working out, if I wasn't eating right, if I wasn't practicing correctly, if I had a bad shot, it was just anger, frustration. There was no just like sympathy or forgiveness for
Right.
myself. Yeah.
So when did the shift happen then?
Then I called a therapist,
Right.
got a therapist slash sports performance, and I just told her my scenario. I wanted help. I had uncomfortable conversations with my family and stuff of like boundaries I needed to create, just to like, separate the pressures I had. And again, that's not 1,000% on them because I create these pressures in my head.
Yeah.
But I thought, there wasn't a need to tell them about every detail of everything at the same time because I'm very close with my family, but
Right.
it was getting to a point where I felt the need that I had to call them every day. Like I had to tell them everything that was going on in my golf game, and it just was just too much at a certain
Right.
point.
Right. Yeah. That's quite interesting. A lot of people have anxiety issues with sport.
Yeah, because it just starts happening. You don't realize. So that's the thing is like you don't realize when you're in a bad place, but everybody else can see it.
Mm.
Like I was in such a bad place. Like I was practicing, but it's autopilot. You're just practicing, but you're not really there. You're not focused. You're not doing anything efficiently. You're just doing
Yeah.
it because you have to, is what the mindset is back then. And then but everybody else can see it. Like my coach would tell me, hey, you're not very like you're just acting different, you're not very proactive as you used to be, like all this stuff. And I would get frustrated with him, like, why is he telling me this? He thinks he knows this, he thinks he knows that. My parents would tell me, Issa, like, why aren't you practicing right now? Or like, why are you just in bed and blah blah blah, like getting after me. I'm like, oh my gosh, all they care about is this sport. And really it's all on me, but I couldn't see it till everything came down on me at once. And then all of a sudden when you come back up from it, it's like, oh wow, I was in a really bad place. Like
Yeah.
everybody can see it except for me. Yeah,
It was like a chore. Like,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you're being
when you
forced to do it almost.
Exactly. That's when you lose the love for it. Like,
Yeah,
I was hanging on a thread of like love for it, and then I'm glad I took a step back from like competitive like competition, and then finally started finding like my rhythm and working with this therapist and stuff to feel more comfortable and confident
yeah.
again. But yeah.
I had the same thing as you, like really bad panic attacks, hospitalized for heart,
Yeah.
like thinking it's a heart attack 4 times, A&E.
Yeah. No, it gets that bad. So yeah, I think my whole family kind of suffers from it. My tia, she was always in the hospital every pretty much almost every day
Yeah,
for like a week or so, just because it feels like that. Your heart is pounding, you feel like you're just gonna die on the spot. It's just so hard to control it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Putting pressure on myself to get results in tennis, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah.
just it's
So so
overwhelming.
so in golf, was it like the yips, like choking a bit?
Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure under pressure during tournaments. It started to get to the point where yeah, it was just expected to start to choke in a way. It was just kind of like expected that that was going to happen. I would start off okay, and then all of a sudden I'd be playing well, and I'd be like, what, why am like my subconscious would be like, why am I playing
Yeah,
well? Like, what's
yeah,
going to happen? And start choking for no reason.
yeah. Start over
Yeah.
analyzing everything.
Like what?
Did you start over analyzing shots and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just also just in my head, I would say like, oh, I'm doing really well, or don't chunk this shot. And I chunk it. Like, why would I even say that? But that's just what I would say, and
Yeah.
that's what would happen. So yeah.
And do you use goals to motivate you to improve?
Yeah, I definitely do short, like as far as when I practice and stuff, I'm using like different goals as I practice. When I play, I always have like a number I want to shoot, but also when I play, I'm more focused at this point of how I react and how I can correct myself.
Right.
I'm not so much focused on a number right now. I'm more focused on, okay, if I hit a bad shot, can I take a step back and remember how to correct myself? Am I gonna utilize all the tools I've been learning?
Right.
So that's kind of what I've been practicing at this point, when I play and practice. Yeah.
So some golfers I work with tell me they when they have a really clean kit bag and clean clubs, it makes
Oh
them
yeah.
good.
No, yeah, for sure, that too. I got a whole new bag, so that's been making me feel great. And I've got my tees in a different bag, and I got my balls in a different bag, some new gloves. Yeah, and then when I play in tournaments and events, I always try and make sure my clubs are clean before too.
Yeah, because I had one golfer I worked with who cracked the club. He didn't realize he cracked it because it was
Oh,
dirty and the ball was going off
going different
all the
places.
time.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
didn't
that
realize
makes
until he
a big
cleaned his clubs.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then he's like, "Oh, wait a second, there's a scratch that won't come out."
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
so what would you say? Like, what would you say are the biggest challenges, like the most challenging situations in golf?
Most challenging situations. Yeah, this is gonna sound dumb, but the first thing that pops in my head is like playing well is a challenging situation,
Right.
because then to me, it's like fighting myself because my brain doesn't think I'm allowed to do well or something.
Right.
That's like always been the hard part for me, is like I start playing well and I'm playing lights out. And then all of a sudden my brain is like, whoa, like you're doing well. This isn't okay. This isn't right. You're not supposed to be here. So I think that's been the hardest part for me, is like when I start playing well, one, you want to continue playing well. And then two, um, the inside voice in my head is like, you're not supposed to be doing this. Like, this isn't what you're used to doing. So it's battling that part of it.
Have you ever had an experience where you've been in the zone?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had those moments where it's just I mean, I've shot 69 before, I've shot pretty low, and it's just target focus for me. Somebody's just saying numbers and I'm just doing it. There's no other thought. There's just doing, like it just comes naturally. There's just going, it's just happening. And then afterwards you're like, whoa. Like it's just like a second, you're like, I just shot that? Like how'd that happen? Like what did I do?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I have experienced that.
So, what's your best performance to date then, so far?
Yeah, still that 69.
At 69. Okay. All right.
still at 69 when I was in that moment. It was just, I've shot, 71 and stuff still on occasion, but yeah, that 69 I haven't haven't beaten it yet. So yeah.
Do you play international at the moment?
No, I don't. I'd love to.
Yeah.
I would do it. Yeah, I'd love to. I know they have European Q school and stuff over there in golf, which I wanted to do. It's in December, but I don't know. I just feel I need to play in events again, which I'll probably start up in October, stepping my feet back in there. So yeah.
And what got you into golf originally?
My dad, he started me like when I was 10 or so. But then I quit because he was just on me all the time. Like I was home relaxing. He's like, you should be practicing. I'm like, what? I'm 10 years old. Why would I do? And then but my brother used to play too. And that made me very competitive. I wanted to beat him. I didn't like him getting all the attention and all this stuff. So yeah, then after I quit, I came back and then started to really practice and stuff, and heard that scholarships were easy for golfers. So I was like, okay, like why not? I really want to go to school in California. I want to leave Texas, so I'll do it. And then yeah, that happened. And yeah, my dad was the whole reason why I started, and he taught me whatever swing he thought would be cool and would work, and it did work. I mean, it got me to college, and then I didn't get a swing coach till my sophomore year in college. So yeah.
California is nice, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Have you been?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then playing golf there was amazing. The weather's, you can practice all day, every day in 70-degree weather.
Nice.
So it was the best thing ever.
Better than England. We get rains all the time.
Yeah, see that's a struggle, but at least those people know how to play in the rain over there.
Yeah, I checked the weather forecast for tomorrow, and like for the next 8 days, it's just rain.
Yikes! How many like degrees is it? Is it cold?
Oh, it's like 10 degrees.
That's
it's cold and wet.
Yeah.
So yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Perfect golf weather.
This is why we're all so happy over here. So
I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, you're not.
So if you had like a message for people who are playing golf, like to improve like psychology, what would it be?
So I would definitely say to embrace the good shots. When I'm with my little cousins and they're trying to learn, I literally make them stop when they hit a good shot. I tell them, wait, like, tell me right now that you're the best player in the world. Like, I need you to tell me that. And they're like, no. I'm like, no, you're going to say that. I'm not going to let you hit another shot until you say it. Because my whole life, I've just lacked that type of confidence that I wish I would have had as a kid. And so now I'm like trying to develop that. I'll be on the range and I'll hit a shot and I'm like, woo, like that was the best shot I just hit. But you have to do that. Like, that's just what you have to do. So I would really tell people to just like, one, be patient with yourself. Don't be so judgmental, because I mean, we're all judgmental, but at the same time, we just need to be more, not judgmental, but just kind of like objective and just kind of look at it as like, oh, what did I do wrong? Okay, I can correct myself. Let's move on. Not look at it like, oh, I suck. Can't believe I'm playing this sport. I suck. I shouldn't be playing. Like, I've done that before and that's not good. So don't be judgmental. And then 2, look at the great shots, embrace the great shots, have good self-talk, and just be positive. You got to love yourself and just love the sport that you're playing too.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Right. It's good to chat to you.
Yeah, it was great. Nice meeting you and everything.
And wish you all the success in your golf.
Thank you.
We'll catch up again another time.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
bye.